And as a follow-up, in your collaboration with the oncologists and the researchers at MD Anderson, is there a certain level of training or ongoing interaction that you have with that institution there?
Yeah, we have three ways of getting our patients access to them. One is what we call peer-to-peer. So if a patient comes in and we discuss treatment options and they would like us to be able to discuss it with a colleague in MD Anderson, we have the ability to call them up and discuss their specific situation. The second level of care is our multidisciplinary clinics, and every Tuesday we have a live video conference in which we discuss patients with physicians at MD Anderson. They have specific tumor boards. So for example, if there's a melanoma tumor board, we have the ability to present a patient's case over there and review the radiology with them, and in a true multidisciplinary fashion involve physicians in Houston in treatment of our patients. Last, patients do have the ability to travel to Houston, and through our offices we are able to fast track their access to Houston, and this becomes particularly useful when patients are looking for novel agents. Many times some of these patients may go to Houston for an opinion, and their treatment care can be executed locally.
And then, of course, coordinated with you here in their hometown.
Absolutely, yeah.
Very good, thank you. Blythe, did you have any other questions?
Question from someone on Twitter. So there are so many different kinds of SPF. You can do tanning oil with an SPF, you can do regular SPF, you can do the colored kind that sinks into your skin, and then there's the different levels. So there's 15, 30, 100. What level of SPF should you really be using maybe on a daily basis, and then what SPF should you use if you're going to be like at the beach or in the pool?
I like all of my patients to use a daily facial moisturizer with a sunscreen built into it. Most are readily available with SPF 30, and you can go to Walmart, Target, any of the local grocery stores and find those. And that should be applied every morning as a part of the routine for the face and neck. Patients often get quite a bit of incidental sun exposure through car windows during long commutes, walking the dog, at the bus stop with the kids, and I think a lot of patients don't realize how much sun they're actually accumulating on a day-to-day basis. When patients are going to the beach, they should again look for an SPF of 30. There are a lot of different vehicles that sunscreens can be combined with: lotion, sprays, gels, sticks, and honestly it comes down to convenience. Many patients will use a stick for the face and then either a gel, lotion, or spray for the body. I'm not opposed to sprays, and I think for many patients who don't use sunscreen at all, spray is very convenient and easy to apply. Spray is difficult, though, to use appropriately, and many patients who say they use sunscreen, burn because they use spray sunscreen. So I think if you're incredibly fair, you need to be very careful with spray.
And then to kind of piggyback off of that, if someone is in the sun, say at the beach or at the pool, how often should they be applying sunscreen?
I would say on average about every 2 hours. That changes if they're in and out of the water or they're sweating excessively. Interestingly, in dermatology, I believe that there was an article once done to show that if people actually apply sunscreen correctly the first time around, the need for reapplication is significantly less. So I think if patients just take the time to use the appropriate quantity of sunscreen and apply it to the entire body surface area 20 minutes before they go out, the need for reapplication would be greatly reduced. Most patients are in such a hurry when they do their first coat, then they're having to reapply often.